G'day folks, how you going? We are in sunny, beautiful Darwin in the Northern Territory of Australia. We spent about 3 odd weeks driving up from Perth and done lots of amazing things on the way up. If you haven't seen those videos, there'll be a link in the description to get you back to the beginning. There's lots of heaps of great stuff we've done along coming up. But anyway, at the moment we are in Darwin. Now I've actually been here a few times before and I've done a few videos on Darwin. There's one on the city itself. There is one on the Air Museum here. It's a pretty nice little museum, and there is also one on the military museum out at East Point, and that's very much worth doing as well. So again, there'll be some links in the description that will send you off to where that is. Have a look at those videos. If you're ever in Darwin, those places are really worth doing. There are a couple of things that were on my to-do list that I would like to have done when I come back. Fannie Bay Goal was one of them, so that's our first spot we're going to go to. We'll have a look at that. I also wanted to do the duck that they had, one of them amphibious vehicles, do that one here as well. But unfortunately that's no longer here. They moved that to Queensland, so I've missed out on that one. There you go, never put anything off. So anyway, we will start off and we'll have a look at the Fannie Bay Goal and we'll see what else we get up to. Number? Well, good day folks. It's actually day 2 for us in Darwin. It's coming out of the caravan park. Yesterday we didn't really do much. We had to do a bit of shopping. I had to go buy a few bits and pieces, spare parts and that. I got a couple of things I need to fix while we're in El Questro some days back. I broke the 12-pin trailer socket plug. It had banged on something and come a cropper, so I've had to buy a new one of them. I've got a new one there, and I've got a couple of little fiddly things that's got to be done. Fix them up before they turn into an issue. No big deal. Then we went into the city and I did a bit of a driving tour around town because I've been here, as I said, many times. So my wife hasn't been here, so I drove her around town and gave her a $4,000 tour. That's what everyone else pays for the tour, so she got it for nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a big air show on here today because they got some big exercise here. A number of different air forces from different countries are also participating, and they make a lot of noise. So as an effort of trying to make everybody feel better about all the noise, they're doing a free show down here. We can go in and have a look around it. I'd love to go in and have a look, but there'd be 4 million other people trying to do the same thing, and at the end of the day I didn't come to Darwin to look at planes. I came here for other reasons. So my theory is, if 4 million people are trying to get into the airbase to have a look at the air show, then the tourist attractions should be a bit quieter. So we'll go and have a look at the tourist attractions instead. So not a big day planned today. We're going, at the moment, we're going out to the Fannie Bay Goal. That's been on my to-do list for a while. I'd like to have a look around that. Then we're going to go out to the military museum, which I did last time I was in Darwin, so I've already done a video on that. I'll put a link down below where you can find that. Then we'll have some lunch, and then this afternoon we're going to go to the tunnel tours, and that's also mentioned in my Darwin video. And what was the other thing after that? Oh, the Royal Flying Doctor come Darwin bombing type thing they've got down on the wharf. We'll go to have a look at that. That's a new one on me too. I haven't seen that one, so we'll go down and have a look at that if we've got time. So that's our plan for today. Pretty casual day. You don't really want to run around too much up here, so it's too hot and humid. I am disappointed about one thing though. One thing on my to-do list was to do the old army duck, the old World War II army duck things they had. They had one around here that ran around, did a bit of a tour around and went out in the water and everything. And when I made some inquiries at the tourist bureau about it yesterday, it doesn't exist anymore. So unfortunately, I've missed out on that one. Oh well, apparently it's gone to Cairns, so I guess that means that's my next trip. Go to Cairns and do it there. And here's all the traffic mayhem to do with the air show. Yeah.
That's why it's got all blocked off. It's just the queue's longer than the night.
This is everyone trying to get into the air show. Mind you, they're all locals. Don't see too many out-of-state cars in there. So here we are at the Fannie Bay Jail. We'll go and have a look. The Fannie Bay Jail, or Goal as it was called in its day, operated from 1883 until 1979. So this jail here, this was Darwin's first jail, and operated for about 100 years before they closed it down. Not a lot of signs that tell you much around here, but I would say, at a rough guess, this was probably the tool shop. Not really anything much gives me that clue, but I don't know, I just have this feeling. Oh, that's a bit gross. Just here's the remand centre. And while they can't actually confirm it, they reckon that there's a fairly good chance that prisoners that died while here were buried somewhere between the remand centre and the fence line. Fence line's just over there. So, it's a bit funny. So this is, this is the remand centre. So really, they're all just nothing more than just big sheds. There's nothing in here to really tell you anything, but apparently they could make phone calls there. It's the telecom box. So on remand and could make phone calls? Yeah, it seems a bit strange. This is the medium security wing, so I don't know how many people stayed in there. There's 2 beds and the one next door, so maybe that suggests 2 people, but a little bit better off than they were in like the Fremantle prison, because at least this one has a toilet and a sink, where in Fremantle prison, which operated for, geez, I can't remember now, 170 years or something, they had a bucket in the corner and that was it. So they probably did a little bit better in here. But this is medium security. Doesn't really look all that strong, really, but anyway, that's what it is. There's not big steel doors though. What do you reckon, 1975 that closed? Well, I mean, it's got flushing toilets, so 1975, sounds about right. And Deb just made a good point. If they were here for 100 years, and she thinks she saw a sign saying it closed in 1975. Cyclone Tracy came through in 1972, was it? 1974. That means that during Cyclone Tracy, this would have been full of prisoners. That would have been scary. Bit of history over there, the old Hills hoist. Oh look, there's another one down here as well. What's this in the back over here? No sign to tell you. Ah, this is the loos. Yep. They've got lids on them now, so you can't use them. Oh, and these were the showers. So there's two showers in here. Whoops, and two dunnies, and one sink. One tap, so clearly it was only cold water, no hot water. Not that you probably want too much hot water around here anyway. The old stove in there. It could have been kitchen or something. So there's lots of pipes coming in the wall here for plumbing. So maybe this was perhaps a kitchen, only by the fact that there's a stove here. I assume that's what that is, an old stove. Or, I don't know, washroom? Something maybe, I don't know. I'd put my money, because of the stove, I'm going to put my money on it being a kitchen. There we go. Bit of detective work there by Deb. She's worked out, she reckons these are more cells. Because in the floor down here, you can see a line in where poles were. So there's two holes in the ground down here. It's probably where the door was. And the plumbing, probably just more toilets and sinks and things. So yeah, it's probably a cell block. So this one must be another toilet block, because there's some toilets here, toilets down here. These are the rooms with the view, so no privacy in there what you're doing. It is possible, because see over there, that one there only had a couple of toilets and a couple of showers, where this one has a whole line of showers and a whole pile of toilets. So I'm thinking perhaps, because there was also women in this prison as well, maybe that building there was the women's section and this is the men's section, because there would have been less women than men more than likely. So that's a working theory. Yep. Definitely indication that this was for men. Like I said, no privacy around here. You got a room with a view. So originally this was a padded cell. So this was a solitary confinement for those that had mental illnesses that they thought might be a danger to themselves or to any other prisoners. So you've got voices in your head telling you things, and this room is so echoey you'd be able to hear those voices several times over, and I wonder it's driving you nuts. And then you had a little area you could come outside before going back into your luxury cell. There are all these numbers on the ground here, so I'm guessing maybe when they were to be counted or something, each person had a number they had to stand on, I'm guessing. So 4 rows of 25, so 100 people in here. You allowed to be in that section? Oh, I guess these were for the general prisoners, or maybe the hardened criminals, perhaps. Good God, this door here. Too bad you got a big bloke. Oh, it's not so nice. We've got a toilet. Now then, I wonder how many they jammed into this room. I guess you could talk to your mate across the road at least. Wow, even the kids never got left out. Oh my God, I remember these at home. The shower, wash trough, and the dummy. Wasn't much better than the adults one. So this was the women's section here, next to the kids section. The old copper here. Probably used it to wash the clothes. The cells are a bit bigger, they've got a wall at least where their toilet is. Get a bit of privacy that one. Oh, a shower maybe. And a toilet for the staff. A couple of residents still here. Think? Are they real? Ooh, he blinked an eye, they're real. Alright, so this must have been the kitchen, because that looks like a fridge or freezer or something. Yeah, stainless steel sinks and everything around here, so definitely the kitchen. Oops. Pretty amazing to consider. It appears to be the only building that was blown away during the cyclone. Now I thought infirmary meant medical, like to get fixed up. Hanging. Oh, I don't want to get fixed up. Leave me being sick if that's the case. Well, that was a lot more in here than what I thought there would be. So it's really worth coming into. Can't complain about the price because it is free entry. Anyway, on to our next stop. Japan bombed Darwin in 1942 and destroyed 7 of the 11 above-ground fuel oil tanks for the ships. The tunnels were built after to protect the fuel from further bombing raids and never ended up storing any oil. In the 1950s, jet fuel was stored in 2 of the tunnels. This was abandoned 3 years later due to excessive flooding. In later years, those same 2 tunnels were open for tourism. Today, the tunnels have groundwater seeping into them. Well, I think that'll probably do for this episode. If you like what you saw, hit the thumbs up down the bottom there, and hit the subscribe button too, so that you don't miss out anything new that's coming along. This is one of the old buildings that got blown away during Cyclone Tracy. So in the next episode we might have a look at a few of these things, and we're also going to go to the Royal Flying Doctor Service display they have here on the wharf, which is supposed to be pretty interesting. So we'll go and have a look at that, and probably a couple of other things as well. So anyway, until next time, happy travels.